Think long-term to supersize your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Let's talk about this today for day 142 of our Supersize Your Business Annual Challenge. Today we are looking at long-term thinking versus the alternative, right? We need to do both when we're growing and building and scaling and supersizing our business, but we want to have a longer-term perspective or point of view or way of looking at the big picture. Then we're going to talk about the big picture tomorrow, but today we're just focusing on long-term versus short-term thinking. And I'm going to share a tool that will help us to analyze this for our business and for our life. But first and foremost, for our business, we're going to ask ourselves, we're going to create a 10-year plan. If you don't have one already, and if you do, review your 10-year plan with what we talk about today in mind. It'll just be a little faster and easier for you. We humans tend to overestimate what we can accomplish in a year, yet underestimate what we can accomplish in 10 years, which tells me that most of us have a short-term focus, not a long-term focus. We're focusing on what we need to do right now, what we need to take action on, our 400-item to-do list, whatever it is for you. We're focusing on learning new skills and abilities that will help us to create what we want right now, right now, right now. We live in a 10-second world, and that's why it's such a competitive advantage to have a 10-year perspective and point of view. If I am thinking about where I want my business to be and visualizing it 10 years from now, exactly what do I want it to look like? What do I want it to feel like? What do I want the culture to be like? How many people, what kind of businesses and individuals we're serving, etc. I want to map all of that out in my imagination first and in my thoughts first, because that is the first step in creating anything. Think about the fact that you have your own business and you're building and scaling a business right now. The fact that you even have one means you made a decision probably a while ago, if you're listening to me, and that decision is moving you even further in the direction you want to go. So you may already have this filter on your mind and your thinking, but the vast majority of people don't. The businesses that fail because they don't have that, well, where am I really going with this? What am I doing? Who am I serving? And let's talk about our tool for analyzing this. But long-term thinking allows us to actually prioritize and make better, faster, easier decisions, which is a competitive advantage as we're growing and scaling our businesses or overcoming challenges and obstacles that come up. Because if I can guarantee one thing, growing your business, you're going to have obstacles, probably lots and lots of them, that you have to be in it for the long game to put forth the effort to overcome those challenges and keep moving forward. No matter what, some days it is literally one step forward, 10 steps back. But you have to get up the next day and put that foot forward again. It's just the nature of the beast. And being a founder and owner and entrepreneur, all of that requires leadership and setting the example. So we want to have a 10-year lens. So for your business day, our action item is to, if you don't have a 10-year plan, create a 10-year plan. And we do that first and foremost by saying, what's our goal for 10 years from now? Now, if your goal is $1 million for this year, I'm not going to judge if that's realistic or not. Depends on your business, depends on how long you've been in business, depends on your goals, depends on your dream, depends on your relationship, depends on everything. But if that's your short-term goal, what is your 10-year goal? Is your 10-year goal just to be a $10 million business then? That's a very admirable goal. What do you want it to be? It could be, I want to be $1 billion business in 10 years. Because whatever you set your mind on, you will take the steps to achieve that. One day at a time, one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. Ask yourself, and this is where this comes in, are the decisions and the choices we're making today something we will thank ourselves for 10 years from now? Yes or no? Are we learning and acquiring the skills we need to stay competitive, to be competitive, to actually exist 10 years from now? Because the truth is, who's ever listening to me, chances are 95% of you are not going to be in business 10 years from now. You're not going to have a business. You're going to have decided to quit and give up, which is the only way you can lose in business, by the way. We can lose on any given day, but the only way we really lose is if we choose to throw in the towel, just quit or give up. I've been in some businesses that were tough businesses, and there were always days, there's still days now where I'm just like, what the hell am I doing this for? Because that's how it feels some days. But keep in mind, feelings are fleeting. They come and go thousands of times a day, just like our thoughts are in and out of our head all the time. So let's choose thoughts and things that empower us and move us in the direction we want to go. I like to do, if you don't have a framework that you like to use, I like to use what I call the journalistic framework. We have another one of my amazing backwards writing graphics. So fancy. But, oh, look at my J's backwards. I haven't been writing backwards or making graphics lately. Dang, that always makes me feel sad. How did I miss that? Okay, so my J is backwards. I'll do something to fix that. There we go. Journalistic framework. Now it looks like a journalistic framework or a cat's mouth. Okay, so you probably are familiar with this. We learned it in school, at least I did. Who, what, where, when, why, and how. If we ask ourselves those 6 questions about our business, we can use that as a framework, a super duper simple, fast framework. I guarantee you could do this in 5 minutes. If you can't do it in 5 minutes, then there's your assignment for tonight. You know you've got some more work to do, honing in on and focusing in on and getting clear on who's the who. Is it you? Is it your employees? Is it the people that you serve, your customers? What do they want? What are you solving? Okay, everybody's talking about we solve problems for people. What problems are you solving for a certain group of people or for the world, right? Depending on your vision. Where are they? Where can we find them? It's one of the best questions with where, when should we approach them or sell to them or communicate with them? The answer is always now to when. Listen, I'm answering the questions myself. Why? Only you can answer this. Why do you want to grow and scale and supersize your business? I always have an ongoing list of whys. I have a whole notebook of whys. And it's those times when I'm like, dang, I just want to quit doing this. I want to throw in the towel. That I pull that book out and I flip through it. And I look at it and I say, okay. And sometimes it takes a couple of pages before I feel better and I get myself out of that funk, because we're all human and we go like this. Most of us, in our emotions, our thinking, our beliefs, etc. Thing I've noticed that stays the same for me is my core values. The things that are most important to me in my heart, those stay the same no matter what. And then, of course, how. Did I write any other letters backwards? Who, what, where, when, why, and how. It looks like just the J in journalist. And this is a frame, a picture frame for like a journalistic framework. It's probably not a great graphic if I have to explain it in that much detail. All right. So today, ask yourself, am I making decisions that my future self will thank me for? I love that question. It's popping around all over on social media these days, but it's so true. And it's such a novel thought for the vast majority of people on the planet, right? Most people don't think of, if I do this, they think, if I do this, what's my immediate result going to be? Not, if I do this, and then it works a little bit, and I do it over and over and over and over again, and I keep tweaking it and testing it and perfecting it. No such thing as perfect, by the way. It's like beauty. It's in the eye of the beholder. And usually perfect is something we use to judge ourselves as not being good enough. We don't want to do that. All right. So will my 10 years from now business look the way I want it to? Or will I just keep making day-to-day decisions that don't tie into my long-term vision and plan for the business because I haven't done that, and whatever happens, happens? I don't ever want to put all of my plans for my business to chance. It just seems silly to me, but not to everybody. This is the biggest part of why I think people don't like to do long-range planning. Number one, it's unpredictable. We have no idea no way of knowing what's going to happen in the world today, much less 10 years from now. I suspect it's going to look very different than it does today for me and for everybody else. Why? Because based on my last 6.5+ decades here on planet Earth, stuff has changed so much during my lifetime. And there's good and bad in everything, right? Some things I think have changed for the better, but then there's always a negative part of that. That's just the nature of our universe. We live in a polar universe, meaning plus and minus, positive and negative, they coexist. And we get to decide within us what's going to win. I'm always going for the positive and the light. But that's a personal choice. So what do I think I have to sacrifice? We know I don't like the word sacrifice, because I don't think when we're making choices for our future and choices that are in our best interest, we're sacrificing anything. Saying no to something that isn't moving us toward what we want It is not a sacrifice. Why on earth would we ever define it as such? Because some marketing gurus started talking about you have to hustle and sweat blood and tears in order to create the business that you want. I call bullshit. You don't have to. We need to learn to, and we own the business. We get to set it up so that it works for us and the people that we're here to serve, not just for the people that we think we want to serve. Because guess what? If you're serving from a way that hurts and doesn't enhance your life, you're not going to do it long term, because we can't keep up the facade or the face of doing something that doesn't feel right to us or aligned to us or positive good for us. It's why giving is so fun, because we get as much out of giving as the person that we're giving it to gets. Think about that today. All right. Share in the comments below. Just put 10-year if you've got your 10-year plan and you've got it done. Even if it is just a journalistic who, what, where, when, why, and how framework on a piece of paper, a piece of scrap paper, put done. If I can help you anyway with any of this, please ask. Love to invite you to join our free Supersize Your Business School community on the school platform. Put Supersize in the comments below if you would like the link to that. It is a great group of people, and we're growing pretty well. All of a sudden, I announced it last week that I actually have a Supersize school, and people are joining. Amazing how that works. If you let people know you're doing something, oh, I want to do that. And secretly, it's like the fastest, easiest way to get in touch with me personally, because I'm there every day. All right. Have an awesome day. I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.